Hello YouTube, this is Hunter Surge here with another card reveal breakdown. We are talking about the Tuesday stream today, plus the cards of the day that have happened over the last few days. Today we have reveals for Youthberk, Welstra, and Varga on cards of the day. We know the Varga card is double rare because what was it? Werewolf's getting a triple rare. And the other two triple rares are accounted for something already. I don't even remember what it was that was accounted for. Um, what was it? Oh right, the Virena stuff took the other two triple rares. Yeah. The Youthberk card we know is triple rare. And whatever for the Welstra. And we already have half of Varga's support wave because we saw the common and card of the day last week, I think, and it was completely awful, unplayable, as the low rarity section of support waves tend to be. So let's get into it. So first, I did not switch over. All right, so first we have Varga's double rare, Rockbound Edge Dragon. When it attacks and you have a great rare greater Varga Vanguard, it gets power plus 5k, and you optionally can soul charge 1. I can't really think of much in the way of soul charge costs that matter in Varga that has any trouble achieving, so this doesn't really do much. However, it is like a combine rusher. In the drop, if you have a great 3 or greater Varga Vanguard, you can EB3 to call it to rear, and if your Vanguard is in Malworm state, it gets an additional power plus 5k, so it'll get power plus 10k total with its on attack. Hit like 30k, which, like, that might be alright. A combined rusher is never bad, and Varga like can have enough energy available to make use of a card like this. But like board building, I don't feel like is something that Varga really needed a ton of help with, because of the way it just like bounces back its pieces that it retires each turn, thanks to Shura. So it doesn't really need any help with getting its board together. So this really does not feel like something that Varga particularly needed. Moving on from that, we have Welstra. So this is a triple rare support card, grade 2. When it's placed on rearguard circle, you can carry blast 1, look top 7, choose and reveal up to 1 product and up to 1 blitz with different card names. With a different card name from this unit that this has to have, sorry. And you add them to your hand and shuffle your deck. So CB1, add 2, is quite strong. That, like, Welstra has never been great on card advantage, so this is quite good. And then it has a secondary effect to act once per turn. You can discard a card from your hand, choose a product card from your drop, and put it into the order zone. During this turn, you cannot play orders for the rest of that turn. This is also quite nice. So like ways to cheat Freyschut's maximum into play is hardly lacking, but as far as I recall, most of those put Freyschut's into play from a hand. Doing it from drop is pretty nice because it means you can like freely use Freyschut's maximum as discard fodder, and then get in with this card, which is pretty cool. Yeah. Also, you can't have play in order to use that effect, so you just can't play in order normally on the turn that you use this effect. But like, it's pretty all right. This card's pretty neat. It's not like, I don't feel like it's a huge bump to Welstra. It does give it more enablers for the effects that proc on discard, which Welstra has quite a number of. But this card's cool. This card's cool. Not a huge deal, but it's still like an upgrade. Then the second support card, the low rarity one, is rare. Another grade 2. When it enters rearguard, you look top 3, reveal and add up to 1 product from among them to your hand, and return the rest of them of your deck. And when it attacks and you operate a grade 2 or greater product this turn, it gets power plus 5k for that battle. This isn't particularly good. I have a hard time seeing this making the cut. some potential card advantage for free on place is nice, but that like Welstra doesn't run so many products that this would be like a consistent effect to get off. So, and then lastly, we have for the stream reveals we have Youthberk. Oh, I actually did not read this card earlier. So Youthberk got a triple rare, grade 2. When it's placed on rear guard and you have a Vanguard with Youth in its name, counterblast 1, look top 7, and reveal up to 1 and activate the following and shuffle your deck after. If the reveal card has Youthberk in its name, add it to your hand. If the revealed card has a different card name from this card and grade less than or equal to your Vanguard, you call it to an empty rear guard circle. And then auto once per turn. When it attacks, Soul Blast 1 for each card with Youthberk in its name on your Vanguard circle and bind zone. During this turn, this unit gets power plus 5k. This card's incredible. So this is like in archetype early game because the on-place effect just works completely on turn 2, which is great. Even able to get a youth to your hand when you use it early like that, which is so good. That's so nice. Of course, you can't be using the Wisdom Order to enable your default stuff in that scenario, but still. Then the power gain effect is super good. So like right now, what you have to compare against in Youthberk for power gain attackers is plus 10k on the teeth fault, right? So this will hit the plus 10k. On its you would have to not have it be the thing that you're restanding on your first Youthberk turn. It would be like you swing with the other thing, ideally teeth fault, swing with youth, go into because it won't go into bind zone until end of turn. So on your first grade 3 turn, this is only going to be plus 5k, but it scales up to plus 10k on the next turn, which is where you want to be, and like it has another really good effect on top of that. And then on if you get to turn 5, it will outscale Teeth Vault, which is pretty nice. But like just having that first effect is so nice. It gives you some more deck thinning. It gives you some more early game. Just super good. Then Youthberk also got a double rare, got a rare and a double rare. Must be nice. So this is a 10k grade 2. In the drop during your ride phase, if you have a grade 3 or greater Youthberk, on your when a grade 3 or greater Youthberk is placed on your Vanguard circle, and you do not have a rear with this card name, you can Soul Blast 1 and call this to rear guard. Very nice. Youth, like one of Youth's biggest problems is that like it can build its initial board fine, but if that board ends up getting cleared, it can really its card advantage is low enough that it can really struggle to get a board back together. So having a combined rusher like this that gets the board back together is super nice. That has a continuous on rear or guardian. If you have a grade 3 or greater Youthberk Vanguard, it gets power plus 5k and shield plus 5k. Then if there's a Youthberk card in your bind zone, it gets another power plus 5k. So similarly to the previous card, once you hit turn 4, it is going to be plus 10k, which is the baseline of Teeth Fault and what you want to be hitting. Very nice. And it helps you reconstruct your board, which is a really big deal in Youthberk. Youthberk can really struggle into decks with like mass retire, or mass removal, like Youthberk and Varga and Vergilla, because they just clear their board. And then Youthberk is low enough on card advantage, and they need to survive the turn, that they can struggle to put their board back together. Now, if they can put like anything up, like they can make anything into something decent because of the plus 20k you're going to get from Exist on turn 4. But having a real body like this is much better. The extra shield value is also very nice to help it survive, because like again, the card advantage of Youth tends to be pretty low. It doesn't end with super large hands. So something like this, that gives you just a bit more shield value out of your non-triggers, is quite nice to have around. Especially because you can like intercept off the field. So you can like intercept with this for 10k, and then just bring it back when you Persona Ride. The fact that you only get the revival if you Persona Ride is like quite unfortunate, but you can also use it in the early game, like call as an early attacker, intercept it away to help block some early game attack, and then when you ride up to grade 3, you just bring it back. That's pretty nice too. This card seems very, very nice. I quite like this card. And then we have Silvermane Stallion. This is another Soul Blast cost. I don't know what's with this. All 3 of the new youth cards cost Soul. Silvermane Stallion is just an 8k grade 1. In the back row rear guard, once per turn, when your Vanguard enters by the ability of Earl Dress, you can Soul Blast 1, restand it, and it retires at the end of the turn. This is like alright, but it's hard to see this as better than like the grade 2 that when you discard it, Soul Blast 1 to call it, and it gets boost. It's hard to see this as like better than that, especially because that's an interceptor that can be like a decent attacker as well. This is like a lot more narrow and gets rid of itself, which really sucks. That part is really, really lame. But like it can provide a bit extra power to your board, but like your numbers are already really, really big. So like I don't think that's like the key issue here. I don't know. I don't really see it with this card, but the triple rare and the double rare are really strong. Those are really fantastic cards. Yeah, that's going to be it for the stream. So let's touch real quick on the cards of the day. There's some interesting stuff in here. So first, we had a card day where Leonore just had some secret support that wasn't revealed in the stream, including a double rare. This is a combined rusher. This is a grade 1 AK double rare. When your Leonore Trauma End is placed on Vanguard Circle, and you don't have a rare with this card name, you can call it to rear just for free. And at the end of the turn, if you have a Leonore Trauma End on Vanguard, you can shove it into Soul, so you can then like try and Soul Blast it out from there and revive it again, which is neat. That's neat. And then we have Charance. This is a rare. When this card attacks or boosts and your Vanguard is in unison draw state, you choose one of your units in the same column as this unit. During this turn, it gets power plus 5k. So theoretically, with like Trauma End's restand, you can like double dip on this. It's alright. I don't see either of these cards making the cut. Maybe the combined rusher. But like a lot of like the theoretical Leonore and Trauma End builds expect to go into Vivace on turn 4, which the combined rusher doesn't work once you start going into Vivace. I don't know. These cards read like just all right. Then the cards of the day from yesterday. So the big one is this Brand Gate double rare. So this is a 10k grade 2, continuous rare during your turn if your opponent's Vanguard is grade 2 or greater, and you placed a card into your order zone this turn, it gets power plus 5k. And then when it's placed on Guardian Circle and you have hey Freedom Duo, you forgot a part of this effect. This is the same effect as the Dark Safe double rare we talked about last week, where when it's placed on Guardian Circle, you can Soul Blast 1 if you have 5 or more damage, or if you were hit, if your Vanguard was hit by an attack this turn, and it gets plus 10k shield. So this is a cool 15k shield that works as long as you got hit this turn, or you're at 5 and thus cannot be hit. So this is a cycle. Every nation is going to get this. The condition on the power gain is a bit more annoying on this one. Because like the way Brand Gate design for new decks has been trending is away from the design where you play set order every turn. So that makes this condition annoying to achieve if you want to use it as an attacker, and you might because there are decks that can just like have natural scaling. So especially since it's a cycle, like knowing that like every deck possible will have access to a card like this. Yeah. But it's all right. It's okay. I'm sure some of the members of this cycle will find a place somewhere. Like some deck will be looking for, hey, I want a 15k shield. This Grade 2 is a pretty good one because I can also like use it as like an early game attacker. If my deck has scaling, its 15k attacker status like won't even be that bad, and then I can intercept with it. So like I can easily see this cycle finding place somewhere, and that's like a good place for generics to be, in my opinion. Not something that you're immediately, not necessarily something you're immediately rushing to slam in every deck, but something that like is good at filling a role that you might need in some decks. So I'm always happy to see like this kind of generic cycle getting printed. Yeah. And that's going to be it for today. I will see you guys Thursday. We have a Warble card on Thursday, which I'm very excited about because I do quite like Warble as a deck. And yeah, I'll see you guys then. This is Hunter Search, signing off.